Hi everyone, Grace from Mensa. So this is gonna be the part 5, I think, for the case study for Rambo. Talk about day 3. Day 3 is, or I say day 3 was a very interesting day. I think I have a lot of things I want to cover, small detailed stuff I want to cover. Day 3, number one thing, he started whining. I think about 6:30 in the morning. Or maybe 7, I don't remember exactly. He started whining. Several things here. Number one, I know because I have a very strict routine with old dogs, either board and train at my place. So number one thing I know, he does need to go out. Okay, so he whined and tell me he need to be out. Number two, his mom got the right thing. His mom texted me, talk about this too. I take it as a good thing. I don't like dog whining or crying in the morning, tell me what to do, but at the same time, that's actually a sign he's showing me I'm more comfortable here now. So I'm gonna tell you what I want. Okay, compared to the day 2, he didn't whine at all because he's like really exhausted. And the day 3, he's like, I'm getting comfy. I'm Grace. I'm start barking at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. That's what I do every day. Get comfy at your place. So I got up and knowing he has to go out, but then when I tried to put leash on him, he got all funny, right? When I say funny, he started like try to showing teeth like and get instant attitude change, right? So I'm like, okay. So for me, what I did first, like, well, if I cannot put leash on you, maybe you don't need to come out that badly, right? So I actually closed the crate. I walked back to my room. I left him there. I'm not doing this with you, right? Then another about 40 minutes, he started whining again. And I know that whine's like, I really need to go out. So I'm like, okay, now I need to go out. I'm gonna try to put leash on him. He's just like not having it. So I actually sit next to his crate. This is the part sometimes I joke about. I wish I recorded of what happened, but at that time, you just focus on the dog. So a lot of, I think a lot of great trainers out there, they don't have a lot of recordings about how they train the dog because things just happen there. And unless you have a camera set up 24/7, you're not gonna catch the moments that you feel such a able to study moment or teachable moment. That's why I'm doing this video. I hope I can describe it so you get a sense of what I've done. So that was a stressful morning. Okay, took me about an hour to put a leash on him, put a sleep leash on him. I want to talk a little bit about what I did. So I sit next to him in the crate. So I used all the tools. When I say tools, I'm not just physical tools, a leash or anything like that, but the techniques, right? I teach my clients. Such as name and explain, read subtle signs, reward subtle signs, bridging. Bridging, those are from Casey Cover, if you're interested in her work. I teach all my clients bridging. It's an amazing tool. Okay, so I use all of that and recognize signs. So what I did is goes through several phases. Number one, I have to think, okay, what I need to do. And I did use a spray bottle. Every time he tried to bite me, I did use a spray bottle. So I can teach him, don't go there. Okay. So for starters, name the leash. And I also tell him, one thing very interesting about Casey Cover's work, to talk about if and then phrases. I teach all my clients that I don't even care if the dog understands or not, but I'm going to start telling him that. So I tell him, if you want to go out, I have to put leash on you. Okay. There's no other way around. You have to have leash on, then you can go out. It's a condition. And I said, this is a leash. I need to put leash on over your head. Okay. And they're noticing the signs. When my hand's in, if he's doing avoidance, initially I will mark the avoidance. I use marker word yes. For his doing avoidance, I put I put my hands in, I'm like, this leash, DDD, yes, right? Or DDD, and then he's like turning the head, that's a yes, and I would take my hands out, basically like if you avoid leash going away, remove the pressure. So I did that multiple rounds. At the point I went in the leash, he will actually turn around all the way in the crate to tell me, avoid that. I don't want to fight. If you train with me, there's a lot of nuances here. I like that. Okay, he's actually telling me fight is no longer on the top of my list. I'm choosing more avoidance than fighting. And avoidance is one step before acceptance, right? So that's progress. So I did several rounds of that. He's able to do avoidance really good. And here's the thing, I cannot just let him always avoid the leash. He have to able to understand that leash gonna be on him, right? So once he's able to avoidance, stop like try to bite me, give me pretty consistent of the choices he's making. And I like those choices. That's why I move on to the next phase, in a sense. So I move the leash closer to him. And just before he gonna turn to avoid it, because I need his head to be there to put the leash on him, I stop my hands there, but I'm not removing my hands from the crate. Okay, I put my hand there, and in a way, I continue to bridge, and I wait to him to give me a sign, very subtle thing, that to show me or telling me, okay, you can move closer. And it's I think in a way, very hard to explain what that sign may be. Every dog probably show different things, but for him, for this particular case, he start panting, right? When the dog gonna bite, they usually gonna close their mouth and get tense, right? Now he's tense, I wait, and then he start panting. That's for me, and then probably have other signs, the way he look and stuff. Then I continue bridging and tell him I'm gonna move the leash even closer. I move closer and his mouth closed. That's the moment, if you move, then he probably gonna bite you. Then I just wait. I continue to bridge till he start panting again. Basically show me that, okay, I can accept this distance. It's almost like the leash is here. Okay, I can do this. And the leash is here. And he's think about it. It's like, okay, I can do this. Then the leash is here. Okay. And not just about leash for this particular, obviously my hands is there. There's pressure. A lot of what pressure means, right? It could be physical or invisible pressure, the body language, right? There's a space, that's what they call spatial pressure. I basically give him more spatial pressure because my hands and leash is very close to him. And closer to his head, that's where he really feel being threatened. And most of dogs are. Okay, anything around the head, could be threatening. And one of the reasons being threatening is actually dominant behavior from human to dogs, right? It's a dog like, whoa, don't do that to me, right? Vulnerable. So I eventually able to do is I actually rest my hand on the back of his head, the back of his ear a little bit. So the loop is in front of his head, right? So the loop. So I just need to, then I was able to loop him if his head can stay still, right? That's a funny moment. So I finally able to rest my hand on the back of his head. And I can see him. That's my mentor Cindy always say, can you feel it? That's happening. I can feel it. I can see it. He's at the point, if you dare to move one more time, I'm gonna bite you. He's there. And then there's a silence. Usually I would choose wait it out. So I wait, probably feel like a really long time, but I'm sure there's several seconds. He's in this moment, he's ready to bite you. Okay? And my hand's there. And I can only hold so long before I gonna shift somehow. So in my mind, I was like, should I bridge or not bridging? But I'm not bridging now, it's not helping. So I actually start bridging. The moment I start bridging, he let it go. He just, he started panting. I just loop him up. And I can feel there's a sense of relief from him the moment the leash is on him. And he just come out of the crate very happily and went out for a walk. And he actually did his business, peed and pooed and everything. And and actually, I think day 3, when he's on leash, he start giving me eye contact check-ins. He's walk a little ahead of me. I'm not really working on straight have to behind me yet. And he's no longer pulling the leash. And he actually walk ahead of me, and he will look back and give me a check-in, like, hey, I'm walking this way. And that's he start making connections. Okay, this leash and me, and the where the boundary is, the respect, right? And then so that's day 3. Then that's morning, and around afternoon, I don't remember exactly. I actually did some hand feeding and a dinner. I don't remember the time exactly, but I actually did hand feed. The family brought me homemade food. That's really hard to hand feed because it's like squishy stuff. They brought kibble too. The kibble that he was picky. He's not really interested in the kibbles. Doesn't blame him. The kibble's not tasty, probably not compared to homemade food. But he was hungry, and I actually sit next to him probably for like 30-40 minutes, and I hand feed the food. And when I say hand feed, I'm not even just say give him the food from my hand. I did a couple of that. Then I start actually asking him questions, ask him to cooperative with me. Can you give me turn your head? Can you give me easy eye? Can you blink? All right. And he actually offered all of the behaviors I want him to offer. He's very cooperative and took all the food. So that's how we end the day. So that's actually day 3. Start in a pretty rough patch at the beginning, but ended on a very high note. The other part I want to talk about is really that, like day 2, we kind of have a good day. Day 3 feel like step back, become a beginning. It's a rough day at the beginning. That's happened in dog training. It's just 4 days, very short time, and you have back and forth. You sometimes make great progress, and you're gonna feel you have a setback, and that's part of the training, the progress. Sometimes hard to accept that, but that's life, and you have to move through the progress and able to help the dog and stay positive. Anyway, I'll see you in the next part. Bye, guys.